Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you a 2012 team preview for the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to start with their offense to see what we can expect from the Cardinals this season. When I look at the Cardinals quarterback situation, I see two quarterbacks with two different styles. It all depends on which style the coaching staff prefers for their offense. Let's look at John Skelton. Has the size you want. He's 6'6", 240 pounds, has that strong arm, has the ability to stare down the pressure in the pocket, doesn't falter, and I like that about him. He's also sneaky athletic. So with his arm strength and his size, you can throw downfield more with him as opposed to Kevin Kolb. When you look at Kevin Kolb and what he brings to the table, he brings that athleticism, he brings that mobility. You can move the pocket left to right for him. You can also get a rhythm type passing game going because he has that quick release. The problem with Kevin Kolb is that his health concerns worry you. He won't probably be out there for 16 games. He has those concussion issues, and you wonder if those issues have kind of made him a little bit gun shy in the pocket. But both guys have talent. It all depends on which style the coaching staff prefers. My opinion, I will go with Skelton. He gives you more of a vertical passing attack and open up more lanes in the running game than does Kevin Kolb in his short to intermediate passing game. Speaking of that running game for the Arizona Cardinals, you have to like what you saw last year, finally, out of Beanie Wells. Over 1,000 yards, over 4.3 yards a carry. Did a great job of getting downhill quickly, has the burst you want, and runs with power. He has avoided those nicks and bruises that plagued him throughout his career, so he stayed healthy last season, and that's why he was able to go over 1,000 yards. Plus, you add to the backfield a healthy Ryan Williams. They get him back from injury. So now you have two tailbacks that could be starters in this league. Ryan Williams is a guy that reminded me a lot of Tiki Barber when he came out of college. Has the acceleration, has the vision, runs downhill, and you also can't forget about LaRod Stephens-Howling. A lot of good speed coming out the backfield. Stephen Howling also helps you out in the return game. In my opinion, the Cardinals receiving core is the best unit on this team. And when you talk receiving core of the Cardinals, you have to start with their future Hall of Famer, Larry Fitzgerald. This guy has the best hands in the league, and also the most underrated aspect of playing wide receiver, body control. If you have great body control as a receiver, you can catch any ball thrown your way. Now, you look at in the draft, they went ahead, they want to get better in the passing game, draw coverage away from him. That's why you go and draft Michael Floyd out of Notre Dame. And what Floyd brings to the table is that Anquan Boldin-like short to intermediate type aggressiveness in the passing game. Once he catches the football, he looks to score, very physical after the catch. It also opens up the entire passing game, opens up the offense. Why? Because now you can slide guys like Early Doucette. You can also slide Andre Roberts down into more of the third and fourth receiver position where they can really take advantage of the third and fourth corner. And then you look at the tight end position with Todd Heap if he can be healthy. But I really like Jeff King, and I also am very excited to see more of Rob Hausler. Altogether, all three guys combined can produce a lot of problems for opposing defenses as well as the rest of this receiving core. Improving the offensive line was a huge goal for the Cardinals in the offseason. Everyone points at Levi Brown as being the weakest link of this offensive line, and that could be true, it could be false, but the problem is he is out there as a starter, so you have to get better. Jeremy Bridges also may lose his job on the right side to a young guy they drafted out of Ole Miss and Bobby Massey, but they have to find help on the tackle position. I think if you look in the draft, they got a guy in the 7th round, Nate Potter, who I think is going to end up being the starter at left tackle. I would start him. I think he has exceptional footwork. So I look at the tackle position as a question mark for the Arizona Cardinals. And he actually might be better by starting those two rookies on the left and right side, and Potter and Massey respectively. Now, when you look at the interior of the offensive line, I think that's where the Cardinals have their strength. Darren College is a very solid guard on the interior, provides that stability that you want on the inside. You also look at the fact that they bring over Adam Snyder, the outstanding guard. He's going to be a right guard. They bring him over from the San Francisco 49ers. That was a huge pickup in the offseason. You look at the center, Lyle Sinlin is one of the more consistent performers on his offensive line. He doesn't miss games, and he doesn't miss assignments, which is why I think the interior of the Cardinals O-line is far better than the tackles. The Cardinals defense as a whole was able to get to the quarterback to the tune of 42 times last season, which put them 7th in the league. Now, the defensive line in this 3-4 look gave them 13.5 sacks. Calais Campbell had 8 sacks of his own, one of the premier playmakers on the defensive line. This guy is 6'8", and that length causes offensive tackles problems. Darnell Dockett is a bull rush type of guy that has quickness as well, so he does a great job in rushing the passer. And I like what I saw last year out of nose tackle Dan Williams. Finally came to play last season, got in shape, and behind him, Nick Eason's the guy that provides tremendous depth. So the Cardinals defensive line in this 3-4 is very potent and dangerous. The Cardinals linebackers cause a lot of disruption for opposing offense. They're always in the way, always in the lane, always stopping the run, always making plays in the pass. You look at Clark Hagens, this guy is 14th year out of Colorado State, tremendous pass rusher. Sam Ochoa did a great job last year in causing disruption. But I'm excited to see O'Brien Schoenfield, a third-year guy out of Wisconsin. He has tremendous pass rushing skill set. I actually think he may end up being the starter opposite of Ochoa, but this guy needs to be on the field ASAP. Paris Lennon provides that veteran leadership, his 11th year out of Richmond on the inside. Darrell Washington is a thumper. I like what I see out of him. He also can rush the passer, and they do have some quality depth on the interior. Stuart Bradley is a guy that provides solid depth in spurts, and also Reggie Walker out of Kansas State. Those guys provide quality depth and keep this linebacking core of the Cardinals very aggressive. What a year Patrick Peterson had for the Arizona Cardinals in that secondary, not only in the return game, which we knew he was going to excel at, but also in his coverage skills. He got better week in, week out, does a great job of matching up with the opposing team's #1 wide receiver, and doesn't back down from many battles, and also has the ball skills that you want to catch interceptions. He's looking to improve in year 2, getting more fluid in his movements. And I also like that they brought in William Gay from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's going to provide some solid depth, because I think if you look at it, I really believe Jamel Fleming, who they drafted out of Oklahoma, I think this guy's going to end up being the starter. He has that agility, he has the quickness, he has the awareness, and he also can tackle. That fits right into the scheme of Ken Wisenhunt's defense and how he wants his corners to play. So I like this guy a lot coming out of Oklahoma. And I like the depth they have as well. Mike Adams is a guy that you can't really get off the field. Smallest guy, but always is around the football. Now, when you look at the safety position, Adrian Wilson seems like he doesn't get old. He's the Cardinals version of Brian Dawkins. He will knock the stuffing out of you and also does a great job in run support. Kerry Rose is a guy at free safety. I like his range as a safety. He can go sideline to sideline and also has solid ball skills to make plays. So I really think the Cardinals secondary will be a strength this season. The Cardinals have a lot of optimism. This is not a bad football team. Remember, this team was 3 plays, not 3 games, 3 plays away from 10-6 last year. So they believe they could match up with anybody in the league and they could win ball games. Then you add the firepower in the draft with Michael Floyd and also the defense getting healthy and bringing over William Gay and bringing over guys in the draft and Fleming. So I think right now the Cardinals have to have a lot of optimism. They feel as though they've improved dramatically in the offseason. The cause for concern for the Cardinals, in my opinion, has to be the quarterback play. They have to make a decision and they have to stick with it, whether it be Skelton or whether it be Cobb. Both guys can play. It's just about which type of offense you want to run. But remember the old saying, if you have 2 quarterbacks, essentially you have none. And the offensive line is a big concern. Can they finally get solid play out of both sides of the line of scrimmage? If so, then this would be a dangerous team. I have the Cardinals finishing 3rd in the NFC West. Listen, the special teams is outstanding for Arizona. The defense is very solid and aggressive. They can run the football now. They have outstanding playmakers on the receiver position. Can they get consistent play from the quarterbacks week in, week out? I think this team will battle it out for the 2nd spot in the division with the Seattle Seahawks. If these guys can get that play up to par from the QB spot, there's no doubt in my mind that the Cardinals will be vastly improved and may end up with a winning record in 2012.